Don't panic. Go to the Blessed Sacrament. That's the first thing we need to do when we feel God is silent. Okay, now that that's clear, let's talk more about this in depth. So, have you ever knelt down to pray and felt nothing? I've been there. And if I'm honest, it was really dry and boring. But as I grew older in my faith, I started to realize that it's actually important for God to be silent here and there. It reminds me of those quiet moments I have with my husband, where we're both in the same room, not talking, not even looking at each other, but just there. And somehow that stillness becomes its own kind of intimacy. Being able to move in that space, knowing that the other person is near, even without words, is very tender. And I think that God invites us into that kind of closeness as well. So, what do we do when God is silent? Here are the 3 things that I usually do. I would love to hear what you usually do when you feel God is silent. For me, the first thing I make sure is I continue doing the sacraments. 100%. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, the grace of the sacraments is real. Especially confession. Because if God is silent, then we need to make sure it's not because we did not examine our conscience and it turns out we committed a serious sin. That could prevent us from hearing God's voice even when He is trying to speak to us. So please don't forget to go to confession just to wash our souls. Second, I continue reading the Bible and the holy writings of the saints because those are moments when God has spoken. Sometimes I feel like I'm just reading out of habit, but later on, I noticed that something did sink in. So it doesn't always have to be life-changing and heart-wrenching. I can just let the seed relax and grow. And third, I still do my best to continue thanking God for everything He's doing in my life, even if I can't see it yet, because that's faith. We need to thank Him even if we don't feel anything and even if we don't understand what He's doing. We just gotta believe that He's working in us because we know Jesus to be our good shepherd. He knows exactly what we need. He knows exactly what our souls need to grow. Even if we want consolations now, but that may not be the best for us, and it could be that we need the silence so that our trust can deepen. Without a doubt, God is always near, even in the silence, and sometimes, especially in the silence. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.